defense was about 50th in the nation in total defense. I think 56th and 31st in scoring defense. Then I think game to game, and I think, my goodness, they took out Texas A&M's offense, barely gave up anything there. Alabama, of course, 10 points in regulation and so forth and so on. So I thought the defensive performance was pretty top flight most of the time. But what's important, obviously, is moving on from Derek Mason and his one season as defensive coordinator going to Oklahoma State, and now Jeff Schmedding. How do you see that working out, or is that just a guessing game in regards to how much are they going to keep? How much are they going to revise?
I think it's definitely a guessing game at this point. I don't think if you ask the traditional Auburn fan that they were very happy with the defensive performance. A lot of that was because of the expectations that were coming in for the defense. I mean, you bring in a guy of the caliber of Derek Mason in terms of defense. We all know that he coached at Vanderbilt, didn't have a great time. Not many people do, but he was known as a great defensive mind. And he was inheriting a defensive backfield that was outstanding, led by Roger McCreary, who's now gone. You thought it was like a match made in heaven. First two games looked great. And then as we started getting into SEC play, some things started to be exposed. We were getting less of a push up the middle, especially at the defensive line. We were seeing some of our younger defensive back talent more or less exposed. No one would throw to Roger McCreary. That's why we call it Roger McCreary Island. And so the question was, was this the wrong choice in Derek Mason? And now in the hindsight of him moving on to something else, to making a lateral move over to Oklahoma State, you would think, yeah, maybe it was just kind of the sexy hire, more or less, for a certain term to make at the time. In terms of what happens going forward, I think right now this Auburn team as a whole, as we addressed with offenses, is just searching for stability. And I think changing wholesale your defense from what you were doing under Derek Mason is only going to cause more headaches. So I do expect there to be something similar to what we saw under Derek Mason. Will that transition into something a little bit different? Likely, I would bet. We probably want to remove ourselves from the memories of this past season as much as we can. But right now, I wouldn't expect too many changes at the start for the defense.
Yeah, it makes sense for what you just stated. A lot of young players, instability elsewhere in the program and around the program. So why throw another curveball at him? And also, Derek Mason seems to know what he's doing and has a track record. So why mess with that?